Do you think that a good test before becoming a race driver, as you said, for Powietkin would be a fight against Tomasz Adamek, another heavyweight who needs some test before championship fights?
You know, I would take that. I would like that fight. I respect Adamac very much. He's a real fighter. Got the temperament, the attitude, the mentality of a fighter. And he can box a little bit, and he can fight with you too. But he's not a huge guy like Klitschko. You know, he came up from cruiserweight, light heavyweight cruiserweight. That fight would fit for me, for my fighter. Would it be a tough fight? Yeah, yeah. But it would be a fight that would make sense, and a fight that would be a good contest for both men, um, and good reasons for both men. And that fight was mentioned to me already by Kathy Duva, his promoter. That fight was mentioned, and I tell you, I don't BS and make stories up. Um, I said yes. I know it's a tough fight, but I said yes. Um, I know there's been people saying, "Oh, we said no." No, I said yes. But the promoters that obviously have Povetkin, they have thoughts too, and something to say too. And obviously, they wanted to go in a direction that they control with the promotion if they could, and also looking to what's beneficial, in all fairness, what's beneficial to Povetkin for other opportunities, other options that might be bigger. And there's a possibility that there might be another option out there for maybe a title fight. So they they asked me to look at that before the Adamak, because if we do the Adamak, we may lose that opportunity, and that opportunity may be a better opportunity as far as you know uh, in certain areas of how big the fight is, and what the fight would mean, and what the outcome of the fight would bring. So I, I thought that the Adamak was a good option, but they asked me to look at this other option. Okay, okay. So I'm looking at that other option. It doesn't mean that the Adamak is still not an option. It still is. It, but the time frame is going to tell. The time frame for Kathy Duva, because she's got plans. She has to go forward, and we have we have to. She can't wait for us, and we have to see now, maybe in April, that there's another fight that we would have to take, or that they would feel is a bigger fight and a better fight to take rather than Adamak right now. So, if that doesn't turn out, I still want to get a couple fights. I would be open to fighting Adamak. It has to make sense. It would have to be on HBO, which it was gonna be, because otherwise you don't fight a tough fight like that in the backyard. It has to make sense. The business part has to be there, but uh, if our situation is still open in April and Adamax is still open and he's not off doing something else, I would I would like that fight. I think we can win. I know Adamak would think he can win. That makes it a good fight because you can make a case you, for both guys. It would be a nice fight, big fight. Um, and again, it would make sense on both sides. We'll see. In the meantime, I will continue being a teacher and looking out for my fighter and taking care of what I got to take care of, which is every day try to make them better. Try to make them a little more experienced, a little smarter, a little bit more consistent.
What has been discussed about the future of Tomasz Adamek in the heavyweight division and his possible fights against brothers, against David Haye? A lot of experts said that Adamek wouldn't be able to defeat him because it's too small. Could you give him some chances to?
Against Hay? Yeah, I give Adamek a chance against a lot of guys because first of all, he's a tough guy and he's a fighter. One of his greatest strengths might not be speed or power, but his great strength is, and it's a strength, is to behave like a fighter, act like a fighter when you have to. That's a great strength. To be dependable, be consistent. That's a great strength. He has that strength. I wouldn't count him out. First of all, Hay is a guy who moved up from cruiserweight, so I don't think he's too big for Adamek. He's not as big as Klitschko, It's not too big. Um, Hay is fast. He's a good offensive fighter. He's dangerous, explosive, but only in spots. Only in spots. I think Adamek's a little more consistent. He'd have to get through those spots, though. But he'd have a chance. He'd have a chance.